Yo, what's up? It's your boy Hard Body again. Wanted to give a little book review of a book that my sister recommended a while back called Wheat Belly. Right, so I'm about to go return this to the library. It's kind of late actually. I do most of my readings at work on the weekends. so, yeah, right, do most of my readings at work. So I think I might have to pay some fee or something, but wanted to give a little book review, right? So, Wheat Belly. What's the book about? Staying away from wheat. I know it sounds crazy, right? Conventional wisdom will tell you, whole grains and wheats is the way to go. It's part of a healthy daily diet. But actually, in this book, the author is a cardiologist who recommends staying away from wheat. And actually, he himself had problems with, he was getting a little overweight. He was actually exercising 3, 4 times a week, but still, feeling sluggish and not feeling healthy. And he was actually giving advice to his clients, and he was wondering why his advice himself didn't work for him. And so he looked up, you know, wheat and whole grains and, the damage it does to your body, actually. So when you think about wheat, right, you think about bread, you don't think about eating unhealthy, Even in the Bible, it says, eat this bread and wine, and, this is my body and blood, But back in the day, in BC, you didn't have all this genetically modified crap, right, that we eat today. Wheat in the body produces visceral fat, which is the fat stored inside, in your body, in between the organs, which is bad for your organs. And a lot of times, it also talks about arthritis, right? People, when they get old, they think about, oh, getting arthritis, that's just part of aging. But actually, it's just part of not eating healthy, right? You just don't grow old and get arthritis, right? People that eat healthy, exercise, weekly, a lot of them, they don't get these diseases like arthritis. So it raises a good point in this book, which is not all carbohydrates are created equal, right? Which is something I preach usually, which I usually say, not all calories, you know, are created equal, because it's like your body metabolizes food differently. So people who count calories really should just focus on eating healthy and eating clean than really actually counting calories and all this, because, even in the book, it says that in the 60s and 70s, we didn't have this huge obesity epidemic, right? And part of that is the soda, right? That's part of it. Drinking too much soda, too much fast food, and all this. But a huge part of it is really the unhealthy breads that we're eating, right? Because back in the 60s and 70s, they didn't have genetically modified wheat or corn or any of this stuff. And it says how wheat in the body raises blood sugar almost more sometimes, even than sugar itself and soda. So, if you're eating bread and then washing it down with soda, then you're really fucked up in the game. I mean, you really need to, monitor your diet. And yeah, even I've read a lot in this book, and it really makes me want to stay away from bread as much as possible. Like wheat, whole grain. And another point in this book that he makes that made me think, that he says, eat gluten free, right? But he says stay away from gluten, but don't eat gluten free, which is like, well, what the fuck are you talking about? So basically, he says that gluten is actually the main ingredient to wheat. So if you're eating a wheat bread that's gluten-free, but then you're not really eating gluten-free, right? Right, solutions in the book, right? We stay away from that. What do we substitute it with? Really, a big solution in the book, which is something that you should be doing anyways, which is cooking your own shit, right? With your own ingredients. So for example, instead of using wheat flour, which is something he mentions in the book actually, because, you know, he said that, we turn to wheat as a sort of substitute for white flour, and it is healthier, but that's kind of like saying, Newport Lights are healthier than Newports, or, diet soda is healthier than regular soda. It's still damaging to your body, and it's just not healthy for you. So instead of using normal flour, right, like chloride white flour or wheat flour, it's better to use almond flour, or even I read a good recipe in the book, which is what was it, cauliflower pizza, right? So instead of using flour, am I saying it right? You use cauliflower, right? Things like almond flour pancakes, coconut flour, chocolate chip cookies. Right? It even sounds great. So you don't have to necessarily stay away from the things you love to eat. Right? You could just change the ingredients up, make it yourself. It's part of a huge thing when it comes to eating healthy, right? Making the things yourself. Don't be such a TV dinner kind of person, right? Wanting it fast. I hope this was helpful. I recommend, if you haven't read the book or know anything about the book, you buy it, or I'm returning it to the library right now in Union City, so you can get it for free there for a couple of days. So highly, highly recommended. All right.